something was brought to our attention.
It must be addressed.
And if you thought the Illuminati wasn't real, we have proof.
We have proof here today.
Right now on Paladins game. This needs to trend on Reddit. It needs to trend. People have to see this. In a 9-minute and 27-second game, bugzy and eLvenpath shielded the exact same amount of damage. 94,879. Nick?
Wah, wah, wah.
I don't know what to do, man. I'm freaking out.
It's the number of the beast, clearly. Well, how do you even get that? Who hits, like, odd no? I guess
it's Illuminati.
After Haven, there's, like, Fernando hitting the shield, maybe. Barrack hitting you for, like, 17 damage across the map, maybe.
You can't. You can't. It just means something is out there that's bigger than us.
You couldn't write it. You couldn't write it better than this.
Man, script is good today, guys. We're back. My name is Randy. This is Hi-Rez Pretty Hair. Welcome to the finals of the Paladins Open Bracket Qualifiers for Europe. We've got great things on the table. A final between D69 and Wolves Esports. And Wolves, they upset Burrito. A lot of people talking about that. Really surprised that that happened. Of course, Thiel was away. They had a sub with Sun Commander. But still, Wolves Esports really pulled one out of the hat.
And the meta's, you know, not trying to take anything away from the weather. The meta's all over the place right now. Whoever adapts the quickest is going to come out on top.
Yeah, and Wolves did a great job of adapting, having synergy, beating compositions with Ying on it that they had supposedly were not going to be able to beat. But you know what else you can't beat, Nick?
Can't beat the Dread Hunter.
You can't beat the Dread Hunter skin. Drogos coming at you in OB44. This is probably the best skin, I think, in Paladins. For one of the best champions.
I think it's...
You know, Cully Makoa's up there.
But this is badass, right? This is the most badass skin in Paladins for sure.
I think the reason you like it so much is the voice pack, though.
The voice pack is 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Shout outs to, I think Kabir wrote it, and just beautiful lines in there and really cool sound coming together.
The voice packs in Paladins, actually, if you don't know this, each champion in the very, very early stage of Paladins came with a voice pack. And the voice packs are actually one of the, when you play with a voice pack, it adds so much to the experience of the game.
Oh, absolutely.
You feel like the champion. You understand their backstory. If you're interested in lore, if you're interested in like what they think and how they are, the voice packs are like hidden lore, hidden ways to figure out, you know, who they are, what they mean, what they care about, some of the interactions with the other champions. Really cool stuff. So make sure you check that out. Grab that voice pack. Grab the skin. You can find it in the Colossal chest, or you can just purchase it directly. Let's head on into the map screen for Game 1 of the finals. We'll see what the bans are. We'll see where Game 1 will take place.
Fish Market banned out for District 69.
Ooh.
Wolves have taken Timber Mill, so Ice Mine's still available. Jaguar Falls will be the first game. This is where District 69 just played. They just came out on top of, and it's going to be very interesting, right? Because the meta's completely up in the air right now. No one knows what anyone's going to be drafting. Wolves and District 69 just came out of two very different series meta.
Yes.
So this is going to be a crazy draft. District 69, they take the Ying first, maybe because they've seen how prioritizing this is for Wolves.
Yeah.
How much they want this pick.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, I think they're not dumb, right? They knew they were playing Wolves. They probably had some people who were filling them in on what happened in the game. What
SS tier or not, she's still strong.
Yeah, she's still a strong healer. She was still 1 or 2 in terms of healers, no matter what.
Yeah.
So now she's definitely got a lot of strength to her. D69 prioritizing that here. Wolves going with the first pick, Makoa, and following up with, you could see
hopefully Drogos.
Drogos here.
Or Shaolin. That was something that was very key to their lineups in their set against Burrito.
Mutustiina just came through on that Shaolin and hit some crazy streaks in the games, had such an impact. Ruckus here is a very strong pick as well as the Drogos, but they've also really loved the Barrack today.
They have. Picking that up, though, again, leaving it open against the Drogos. There's the Grok, boys. Grok,
are we here?
We are here. Grok is in the meta. He is slowly working his way up the draft until Grok is going to be first pick.
That's right. And it is a great thing to see. He's not been a part of the esports scene very consistently at all. And Groklit Rain. Groklit Rain.
Oh, Blake.
Barrack is going to be picked up as well with D69. Drogos now for Wolves. Maldamba followed along. And so they've got their healer, the damage dealer. They've got...
Nice rhyme.
Yeah, their healer, the damage dealer. Their one shot.
Attaboy.
Stop, stealer.
So District 69, it's tough to go into that death ball, right? Because Wolves have Shaolin and Drogos. They pick up the Torvald as well, who is very weak to Wrecker, especially in the late game when Shaolin scales the best out of anyone with Wrecker. You know, you could look at Kanessa, but that's just her attack speed. It's, you know, Shaolin's going to come out on top of that, story short.
He will.
Buck picked up as well. Pip, the final selection. And
like
Pip isn't great against Torvald because Torvald retains his personal shield once he gets polymorph. It's a chicken with a 6,000 HP shield on top of it.
But if you get the shield out first, then you're able to mitigate that. And that's what they did. They consistently hooked the Torvald, they burned down the shield, and then those polymorphs seem so more open. Or they just ignored him. And again, if you take the Torvald out, but you get down bugzy as the Barrack, you get Gerrah with it, where's the sustain? Torvald's not going to be able to hold that point by himself, especially against a Drogoz. Bounce House Buck will be PERDO style field study as we see him for Torvald. Maelstrom, of course, for Grok. Lifelike for Ying coming through. And Architectonics for Bugzy, something he really is enjoying.
Sleepy going for the Ripened Gourd here. 40% slow from enemies caught in that Catalyst. Explosive Blast damage for Simsiloo's Pip. Recurve for Mutustiina's Shaolin. Half Shell for NTBees Makoa. And Worm Jets finally for Respa's Drogoz.
Respa just going to have so much speed here. And in this small map, it's going to be very good for him to get around. Look at the shield, the body block potential happening here, and the support coming through. This is very, very strong. PERDO staying alive. Nobody's died yet. And so the healing has definitely proved vital in this early part of the game without the cauterized 2s and 3s online. But there's PERDO, wants to find one onto Pip, still can't find him, and Mutustiina cleans it up. This is huge. D69 though with full control of the point, 60% and counting, now slightly shifting towards Wolves.
They have to surrender it though. The shock pulses could be good. Drogoz is falling into dangerous territory where these shock pulses bounces might start to kill him. So much mobility on this Respa, gonna be very hard to track. Needs to come out on top of the Shipa, and Drogoz in the 1v1 scenario. This Grok, one more shot's gonna do it, but Respa doesn't have much life left in the tank either.
Oh my god, I cannot believe it, but look at speed Drogoz being able to get to the position well. That's what Worm Jets will do for you. D69 capture the objective, and they've just wasted enough time not being able to get those kills.
Win or lose, Shipa pulled one of the most important champions for breaking up District 69's Death Ball away from the front lines for so long that D69 were able to just waddle, bully their way back onto the point and take the first payload.
And it was unfortunate Respa wasn't able to find even the first, the second, or the third of those rockets. But here Shipa, he's definitely able to find sustain here. The totem goes down, so he's got only Ghost Walk left, but he's also got offensive pressure, which is key for him. Bugzy gonna just set up the turret. Architectonics now turns those turrets into hit scan turrets, so it's almost impossible to avoid if you are in the range. Bugzy, actually Respa gets taken down after the Dragon Punch connects on the eLvenpath, but D69 round are still rolling through. Mutustiina again showing that he is a strong, strong player, but Gerrah with these Ink clones, with Buck zoning, and with Barrack here on the point, it just doesn't look like Wolves are going to be able to get back and contest.
Bugzy found a pretty key couple of picks there on the front line with Barrack. PERDO trying to shut this one through. eLvenpath is back. Big bubble onto PERDO, putting that damage boost through. Impaled into the wall, planted. Going to clean up PERDO swiftly.
And again, Mutustiina coming in, a huge
double headshots.
2 headshots, wants this so bad, gets it, Bugzy with the triple kill. And that is incredibly effective for his team. 9 streak for Bugzy. He's not looking to tie with eLvenpath on anything here. He's actually looking to lead the damage charts. But Shipa, he's going to be one to kind of complain and try and stop that.
Absolutely. I feel where a lot of things went wrong for Wolves is Respa actually landed a extremely low value Dragon Punch on eLvenpath, who was almost dead anyway, and after that immediately dies because everyone else is so healthy. No one was on the back foot from that, and the snowball just continued on from there. District 69 were able to keep the momentum. Wolves never got their feet back under them after that low value Dragon Punch. Every ultimate except Buck Wild available for District 69 on their way back to this point.
Bugzy takes the corner shot. He's had the gourd on him, but it's not going to matter. He's healing up a good amount of that damage with his turrets. And look at that Architectonics just really actually applying pressure and not allowing NTBees to want to go over there. Here is the Grok, force the healing totem, a nice heal by Simsiloo, and they finish off Grok. Mutustiina wins again against PERDO. Mutustiina playing lights out today, and look at this wait list, the ability for him to just connect and follow up onto Bugzy. He's completely forced D69 out. 54% for them, but 23% now and counting for Wolves Esports. Here's the Ancient Rage, though, from Makoa, and Barrick decides to rocket boots away, trying to find anyone is NTBees, but he doesn't get a lot of value for it.
That's fairly low. Here comes the Polymorph as well. No kills off the back of that. Bugzy now goes down, coming out of his chicken form. Shipa looking for something or someone to bounce his Shock Pulse off. Heat Haze for Shaolin doesn't get anything either. eLvenpath with a double kill, holding the point control down. eLvenpath with a 3 kill.
And that is eLvenpath probably securing this point for his team. 3-0 will be the score for D69, and that is almost assuredly, you know, a very uphill battle for Wolves Esports to climb out of. D69 have been kind of the veterans in this esports scene in Europe for a long time, but they're playing against some veteran players. NTBees, Simsiloo, Respa, these guys have been around for a very, very long time as well, and it could be their moment. It could be their time, but not when you hit a Yin clone for your Dragon Punch. Unfortunately, Respa doesn't connect there to the target he wanted.
Low value Dragon Punch is the name of the game today. Regardless, I don't feel like the Dragon Punch was even necessary in that situation. There's the argument where you don't want to hang on to it for too long, but already picked up 2 kills for nothing. Wolves, you know, that Dragon Punch was just insult to injury at that point. D69 already lost the fight.
Those Yin clones heal so much, they're worth the Dragon Punch.
Yeah, okay. It's a new day, it's a new dawn. Maybe I'm just an idiot.
Yeah, whether you know it or not, and whether that's true or not, Ying obviously still causing issues for Drogos, whether it's healing or whether it's blocking of that one-punch ultimate, and of course issues being caused. The man with the causation there is definitely PERDO. And
later.
Mutustiina just says later because of the fact that he doesn't want to waste any more time being dead. He's got to go with his teammates here to have a chance, and he doesn't want to delay their group respawn any longer. They've only got one opportunity here. If the zone is too strong, the game will be over in under 7 minutes, and I don't see anyone able to get there at this point in time. They're still fighting. Here's the Buck Wild ultimate. He's looking to find one. There's the chicken, though. Mutustiina picks up one. Can they finish off Shipa? The Grok is here. Will the Grok save the day for D69? eLvenpath is still, Bugzy is still alive on the Barrack. The damage is real, and you've got these front lines and supports just cleaning it up.
eLvenpath with the final Hyper Beam to blow the last contest straight off the map there.
Away from me.
Beautiful stuff out of here. This is my 4-0. Under sub 8-minute win there. Beautiful stuff from District 69. A couple of missed Dragon Punches as well as just beautiful, strong play. Keeping the momentum is very important with the Barrack pick. Yeah. You know, even with his changes to his legendaries, Barrack is still a character that thrives very well with momentum on his side.
And now we will see the opportunity as we look at the stats. And are any the same? That's what we have to look for.
Let's take a look at the shielding numbers.
34,000 damage. Someone's close there. They're about 500 away. Respa and Simsiloo.
PERDO and Gerrah both have 13 eliminations.
Oh, God! We knew it.
Crazy.
It was real. But overall, D69 cleaned that one up. Not a lot to discuss there. And again, if I'm Wolves, I'm not really thinking too hard on that. I'm saying, squash that one, boys. We lost 4-0. We never got any rhythm. We didn't hit our shots, didn't get our kills. We lost our 1v1s, except for Mutustiina, who was 11-4, admittedly, 53,000 damage, top damage in the whole game, who was just playing lights out today. We just needed to all step it up a little bit more. And also in the draft, we did not really have the Barrack on lock. And I think that could be an answer here.
If District 69 have more places to go in their draft that are strong compositions for them, they're just going to come out top on more situations. If you're relying, if you're really being like, if I don't get Ying and then we lose this game, like, why are you here? You got to be able to run other compositions without that character.
Yeah, I mean, another champion that, like, easily, if the damage champions start to become scarce for D69, they could pick up Androxus and do just as well. Because PERDO, we know he has that in the bag. Now they're just adding Grok to the lineup with Shipa. I mean, this is very, very dangerous stuff. D69 showing a lot of mastery of these new champions and these playstyles who haven't been in the meta yet.
They took the Drogos. Respa didn't have a great performance on it. He has been having phenomenal performances on Eevee, however.
Exactly.
So if District 69 somehow get the Drogos and it's okay, I would like to see him go back to his Eevee because he was having lights out performance. When Mutustiina and him on both of their comfort picks that they've been doing very well on today, I think they're going to have a dominant performance overall.
And you know, it's like, we want to get Bugzy off of the Drogos, but you can get, I mean, Mutustiina, he's doing so well in the Shaolin. I trust him to deal with with the aerial Drogos, right? I trust that.
Yeah, especially because bugzy hasn't been running worm jets,
yeah.
so he's not impossible to hit.
No, he's been running Fuse a lot. And now, however, Wolves, because they lost that game, now they have first pick. They're going to go for the Ying. We saw the Ruckus be impactful for them, but have they changed their draft here? Maybe not prioritizing that. That was a weird pick to kind of not see come out. And I think Wolves, they might look for it here. But Serpent Beach is a little bit of an interesting map, but there it is. Like we were talking about, Ruckus comes out in tandem with the Ying. That Flux Generator and Lifelike being so powerful in the Legendary synergy there.
D69 take the Maldamba fairly early. Again, I don't see the philosophy there. You know, it's, I guess, better safe than sorry, right? You don't want to leave the Maldamba on the table and have it taken away from you when
because they're not,
a lot is riding on your plan.
That's their healer, right, Nick? And they want a top-tier healer. So Grok, that's not going to solve their healing problem. They're not going to have any sustain from that because he's going offensive. So if they don't take the Maldamba there and they take him, then they're really feeling, they probably feel Grover just doesn't compete as a top 2. It's been Ying and Maldamba this whole time. Maybe they're just trying to secure their top 2 and not really counting Grok in that rhythm.
Is Drogos about to go last pick here?
Is Drogos even going to get picked? That's the question.
These are the questions.
No.
Wow.
Bugsy's loving this barrack, man.
He is, and it's going well for them. These are two pretty deathball-y compositions here. Buck doesn't have a lot of great targets except for the Androxus, but Androxus is so difficult to lock down. It's just going to be a wild goose chase, Benny Hill style, over the hilltops and through the woods.
That's Cardio Victor, excuse me.
Yeah.
That is going to be an exciting one as well. We'll see if Darkstalker Androxus is the way he goes. Maybe he goes for the headshot damage. Maybe he goes for the reversal. Darkstalker seems to be kind of the better option for the sustain and the value that you get right now in the game. And with the Love Revolver from the Valentine's chest, I'm not even sure if that's still available. He's going to be looking to make it happen on one of his best and well-known champions. NTBees with Flux Generator. As you mentioned, double repulsor field on the point. Allies are affected with protection. Get that 40% bonus damage with Field Study. Recurve. More bows, baby. More arrows. And Heroic Leap with Bounce House, giving him 2 more charges. Lifelike with Ying, healing 2 allies.
Gerrah's Maldamba will have Spirit Chosen just for more health. More healing throughput, 4 to 5 for Bugzy's Barrack Maelstrom for Shipa's Grok.
Wow.
Darkstalker for PERDO's Androxus. Finally, eLvenpath running Pluck this time.
This is amazing, Nick. I mean, seeing Bugzy go from Architectonics, and we're seeing another Barrack play Tinker, and we're now seeing him using the Fortify. I mean, these are real decisions they're making. Why is he going away from the Architectonics into the Fortify for this matchup?
There's a lot of good spots to hide the Barrack turrets where anyone who's going to be taking damage from the turret is close enough to where the projectile is still probably going to hit them. In addition, that Barrack shield, it's going to be under a lot more fire because that's the long line of sight there. You can see the point's pretty wide open here on Serpent Beach, so he wants that shield to stand for as long as possible. But Koa, especially without half shield, he can't be the sole shielder for his team. Somebody has to stand up and be that frontliner.
And look at the sustain coming from Darkstalker as well. And PERDO just ready to act. He's ready to chase, but he doesn't see Mutustiina in the back line. This could be problems. There's a reversal.
Nice.
Oh, catch these hands and catch me outside. How about that, says PERDO, and the objectives captured for D69. They go ahead and turn this into a huge victory. That reversal was hot.
Quickly, minute and 30 seconds into the game. The pressure does not stop there, though. District 69 continue to keep their foot on the gas here. Shock Pulse going through onto the Ying. PERDO gets shoved off the high ground into the reversal. Woo! Healed up, and another nice snapshot there. Mutustiina bites the dust once again.
And we're talking about one of the better performing players on the weekend right now. PERDO bringing out the Androxus and saying, I'm the OG here, buddy. I know how to damage deal. I know how to flank and do it all for my team. I'm going to just wrap this thing up right here. Let me use Darkstalker and heal up and find my targets. He's got so much mobility, so much sustain. Sleepy, he's going to go to sleep. Rampage for PERDO. Make that 6 if he can find the buck. We'll see. One more shot will do it.
Mobility Wars.
Oh, dang. Respa's going to bounce house away, but he is still in trouble. PERDO should clean this up. But he's being a little cautious here. Doesn't know where Buck is, and that is the power of Bounce House.
Yep, but he's going to get out. Just forced out of the fight. Buck's not doing anything for his team. Meanwhile, the payload has rounded the final corner here. A minute and 20 seconds still left on the push. NTBees zoned out on this ruckus, taking a lot of damage, losing this boxing war to Shipa's Grok, who gets hyper beamed off the match. Cursed Arm still available, but PERDO's in a rough spot. Actually runs out of dashes and is punished.
Interesting Dread Serpent. Wow! gets taken off the map. Respa just deciding to jump and maybe gets feared and loses control mid-jump and therefore cannot change the direction of where he was jumping. Interesting interaction if that's the case. Otherwise, I don't know how he got off that map. Probably was not intentional, but it's possible if teams want to get their respawns on time. But look at that, eLvenpath getting impaled again. Mutustiina coming back strong, but bugzy's here, and they've got to have an answer for this shield with 4,000 extra health.
Torvald shielding up. Here comes the accursed arm deep into the backline. Mutustiina, the sole target, the sole recipient of PERDO's aggression this time around. 29 seconds. District 69 just hiding around this corner, doing what they can, trying to break the base. Overextension here from Respa, but he's able to get out with his life for now.
And Respa again jumping back in with Bounce House. It is a joy to play and a joy to watch if he can make it happen. He's been affecting a lot of champions, but he hasn't found the kills. This could be huge for PERDO. He does take him down. Maelstrom Grok is definitely danger territory here because he cannot ghost walk. And so it leaves Respa with the ability to stay in this fight. And Bounce House Buck, they just can't deal with it. The 350 damage will land despite the shield up, and he doesn't have to shoot through it for that. There's another 350 coming out. And again, the shield just taking no mitigation as a result of this Bounce House, and he just gets up there. PERDO trying to chase him, and the defense is successful in many ways thanks to this buck coming through and the hold from the side of Wolves.
That was a very overconfident, I think, commit of ults there from District 69. I mean, eLvenpath popping the Ancient Rage as he's like basically the last of two members there from his team. I mean, they're so far ahead in the series right now, leading by a game. They're coming off a very convincing 4-0 win. It's a veteran team that's feeling themselves a little bit. They put themselves down in a big way in ultimate charts, though. Sleepy and Respa sitting about 70% on their ultimates. The other three are ready to go.
I mean, they don't even have Wrecker right here. NTBees just picking up Wrecker. Bugzy's shield is doing work for them. They just have no way to break it down. Like when he puts that up, that is a guaranteed length of time that they're going to be free. Maybe that's why he's running the fortify. Mutustiina finally grabbing that as well. But look at this. They've got the Torvald and maybe didn't count on Simsiloo being alive in these fights, or maybe try to focus him out earlier because that is the ultimate counter to that legendary that Bugzy picked up.
Shipa on this Grok being pressured out. Just a little boxing war coming out right now between Torvald and Grok. Nothing gained, nothing lost there, except 60% on the capture point for District 69. They're just bullying their way on. They have the confidence to get there first and just stand there.
Great stuff by eLvenpath. He actually drops the Torvald into exposed area, which is what he wanted. That was what the goal was. Just put him in front of Barrick, put him in front of PERDO, and Androxus with PERDO there. Using the reversal, tries to find it, but look at this, nether stepping with Darkstalker, just healing back up just a bit. And in the backline, Gerrah trying to stick with PERDO and make sure that he had a chance to survive, but he is already down, and he is in the backside by himself. Wolves Esports have a chance, but Gerrah with the Dragon, with the Dread Serpent, is gonna have to make a lot happen. Grok's Maelstrom's alive too, but that's all the ultimates they've got.
Planet not really gonna hit the mark there. Dread Serpent from Gerrah, and actually feared up on the high ground. What is Mutustiina? So he's not gonna be able to provide damage for some time. Punished out of the Tempest. Grok is vulnerable during that ultimate. Taken down here, 93 to 87. The winner of this team fight will take the payload.
This is Respa's job right now. He cannot finish it. PERDO stays alive by the hair on his chinny chin, and it looks like this overtime will go the way of D69, despite, I think, really having the ultimate advantage there. They have the Hexafire, the ability to just burst down some of those targets, but unbelievable, not able to just get it off.
And that Torvald sat on the Hyper Beam for a while there, just giving up free percentage to District 69. I would have liked to have seen it just used for disruption, you know, the way, similar to how we saw eLvenpath use it before on Frog Isle in his previous set. That disruption has value, especially against this Deathball comps. When somebody comes in with a plan and you scatter them across the map, that's buying time for your team. They have to reformulate their strategy. They have to reaccount for where everyone is and move in, make a new strategy.
And the truth is, you know, I kind of say it's unbelievable he wasn't able to get the Hexafire off, but it's very conditional, right? When you get that Hexafire, you're in a position where you have to kind of have an extended period of time to really get the value out of the damage that you're doing, because you become totally the center of attention and you become very easily able to burst down. So NTBees holds it. He does have it here. This may be what they're looking for. Just let's save it for the defense. Let's keep ourselves alive. Let me get the Torvald shield, get the 40% damage, and then hop into my Hexafire. But will they have the chance? Here's the accursed arm. Great hyper beam by Simsiloo, gets 2, and most importantly, the tanks. PERDO using the Defiance on Simsiloo as well, but Mutustiina comes in and gets the kill onto PERDO. And still, it is D69 with the survival here. Respa, he's gonna have to deal with 2 healers battling it out, and that's a Maelstrom Grok on top of it. But gerrah, with the 10 streak, stays alive, but Respa sure to end that kill streak there.
50 seconds remain here, so D69 with these reinforcements put themselves in a decent spot even after Simsiloo's game-changing hyper beam. PERDO picks up 2 in the backline. eLvenpath finds Mutustiina, and now these tanks are caught out up shit creek without a paddle, don't have anywhere to go, and they get taken down.
And NTBees not able to find the use of the Hexifier in that one. Buck Wild is available, and again, we didn't see that interaction with Torvald and Ruckus, giving him the extra shielding. There just wasn't a chance. That's part of what D69 are doing, especially with Maelstrom Grok, applying constant pressure so you never feel that there's a moment, hey, I'm free firing as a Ruckus. They haven't allowed that. PERDO, Darkstalker, the pressure he's been applied with the consistent dashes has not allowed them to feel comfortable using those ults.
Late game item choices starting to come through here. Respa, Respa, I want to shout him out. I feel he's doing a great job playing Buck into this very death volley composition from District 69. He's using his great mobility to just give a lot of distraction in situations where Buck struggles to succeed. He struggles to find a pick, right? Because PERDO is playing out of his mind right now, coming in hot with the Buck Wild, try to go for the early pick onto the barrack, but the shield was there to meet him.
But I really don't mind that, though. He applies a lot of pressure. He forces a lot of cooldowns, and I think this is what they need. This D69 hasn't tasted pressure in this game, and finally PERDO's under some, gerrah's under some. Bounce House Buck finding the answer, but eLvenpath is there just zoning him out. Respa sees it, but will he get pulled again? The hook comes through, and eLvenpath definitely trying to silence him, just can't find the kills.
That was a lot of great pressure from Respa there. He eventually goes down, but no kills came off the back of, like, I feel like he poked 2 or 3 people extremely low in that fight, but his team was just unable to find the conversions there. District 69, 93% on the payload, 99%. No one from Wolves is anywhere near to contest, except Torvald, but he didn't quite make it there, as you can see.
No. Going in, that was an incredible performance. Of course, being able to clean up game 2 there is D69 over Wolves, and they just did it just so easily. I mean, it's not that there wasn't contest, it just there was no real contest. It was almost like for show, right? That you felt they are fighting, there's a lot happening, but you don't really ever see it slipping out of D69's control. It never really felt in danger if you were D69 or if you were watching, at least from my perspective. And again, with the Ying not able, and the Ruckus, not able to counter out the amount of damage and impact that they're having with the squad. I mean, core of it being Bugzy and Shipa on the barrack and the Grok, and then eLvenpath on the Mako.
And gerrah out healing Ying by 20,000. The first time I think we've seen Ying take the back seat in the healing department today alone. And again, a great job by Respa. Top damage almost on his team, keeping up with Mutustiina in a comp, against a composition rather, that Buck doesn't particularly excel at. There's nobody really, if you look at District 69's composition, all those characters are going to be played in very tightly close proximity to each other, except PERDO and Droxus. So it's difficult for him to get in there and get a pick. District 69 just create the space that they need. You know, they got guys like eLvenpath to go out there and do that, provide the space and get the pressure off of the point.
And that's exactly what they need to do. Let's take a look at the maps coming up for game number 3. That is Stone Keep. And that is where both teams will be playing here coming forward. It's an extremely important game, obviously, for
the Wolves. They're trying to get themselves into that top 4 spot. They need to get themselves in the top 4 spot here. The second place finish today would net them that 60 points. The first place, obviously what they're hoping to get, would give them the 100-point finish. District 69 not looking to go down without a fight, however. 2 4-1 victories in games 1 and 2. Looking to keep that train rolling as we head into the potentially final draft of the day here.
Wolves, they've got a lot to fight for. District 69, no, they're not going to give up easily. And they have their full roster here. They want to play because I think, you know what? They want to be first. I don't think they want to come second to Burrito.
No.
And they definitely want as many points as possible. And so that is going to be urging them on as well. Wolves, with the Ying start, but D69 get that core of what's been working so well. Unless they take the Barrack here, D69 is going to get the exact same flavor. They could follow up with the Barrack and the Maldamba, but Wolves here, they take the Barrack away. D69 now have to do something a little different.
Nice takeaway here from Wolves. Can they play it, though? That's the question here. Burrito did not go to the Barrack once, so it wasn't something that was particularly fresh or relevant in the previous series meta for these guys. We saw them take away the Drogos from District 69 and not have a great performance on it. You really only want to take something away if you know it's going to be an impact pick for your squad.
Yes, and they take the Androxus as well, which is something we haven't really seen Wolves gear towards.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that they can't have a good performance on it. Androxus is pretty strong. Definitely gets it out of the hands of PERDO. But again, the Barrack Androxus, these are going to be the crucial picks. Can they make as much value out of it? Because we know eLvenpath can get value out of the Torvald. We know bugzy can get value out of the Drogos. But can, you know, they find, can NTBees, whether he's going to be playing the Ruckus still, will he be on the Barrack? You know, will they find Simsiloo? Where is he? What's he going to play in this?
What is Shipa going to play, or what is PERDO rather going to play on District 69? I anticipate Shipa to be probably on the Grok. No, he's going to be on the Makoa there.
Wow.
So PERDO's Grok coming out for the first time in a while. Lifelike going to be the selection for Sleepy's Ying, NTBees Ruckus taking Flux Generator onto the battlefield. Darkstalker for Mutustiina's Androxus, Fortify for Simsiloo's Barrack.
Wow.
And Recurve for Respa's Shaolin.
Seems to be a very interesting pick here. We'll see Maelstrom again. This is just standard for at least D69 in the last couple of games. We've seen Ripen Gourd here looking like Gerrah's going for the slow and field study as well. Makoa going for the Dredge Anchor pick. Pluck, giving him 80% bonus damage after hitting an enemy. And this is the big decision, right? Drogos has 3 of maybe some of the more interesting playstyle differences with his legendaries, and this one's going for Fusillade again. Kind of the decision that he's made before with the Ying, and now especially with the Barrack, getting rid of those turrets and clones with the direct damage dealing.
Both teams moving out here, about to clash. D69 taking to the low ground. Wolves actually heading into the Cathedral, taking the high ground. Barrack getting set up on the balcony here, giving up early point control to District 69.
D69 actually finding bugzy pressured out, which is very unusual. Mutustiina as well in the back line with the Androxus. Catches a little bit of the salvo, fires it back, but he's now getting focused by bugzy, and he doesn't know where bugzy is. And look at that. That hook by eLvenpath is so strong, but he's getting healed up. And if Torvald can spot him here, he might have a chance to save his life. There is a huge shot there by bugzy. 990 damage, and that will do the deed. But they stalled for a while. It gave a lot of pressure to Wolves Esports in this fight. Ying, though, dimensional links right into a direct shot by bugzy. Not a good spot to be.
Actually prioritized the Ying clone there first, just getting that out of the fight nice and early. Fire Spit's coming out as well as so much damage onto this Ruckus. 548, even with the repulsor field. Legendary, 60% of that damage is getting mitigated here. Bugzy can one-shot these clones.
That's it.
Don't need no bulldozer.
One shot, and that's what Fusillade brings. And I think, if anything, we're saying that's why that's the preferred part of the meta. One shot from Drogos is a set amount of time. It's a decision that you make, and here's a great early Dragon Punch. You just keep the snowball. That's it. You try and find a kill here. Bugzy can't find one. He does get Mutustiina, and that's fine. It's 4v5. He and his team feel confident that they can do that. eLvenpath is zoning out.
Whoa.
Wow! Finds actually heat-hazed Respa, who should be completely invisible, but Bugzy flies right into his field of view. He's able to see the reveal and get the initial shot. Goes down 1-0 already to D69.
Yeah, and Fusillade, it's a great talent. So is Wormjets, but just how strong Ying is right now, I think that's going to help keep Fusillade out in front in terms of pick rates, just because one-shotting those clones is going to be vital.
Exactly. Mutustiina gets picked and somehow stays alive. Torvald coming out from eLvenpath as well, something we kind of see and don't see, right? You don't ever necessarily see, oh my god, that's the 40% hit that came through. But it's happening around consistently. It's going on to Shipa. It's going to keep alive. And that bonus damage is almost just an added benefit right now, especially. It's more so to just stall out the aggression from other players. And again, it allowed Shipa to stay alive, but Sleepy able to pick that kill up. Would have been a very, very great shield by eLvenpath.
Hyper Beam has just come online for eLvenpath's Torvald. So this is the best part of the map for this ultimate in particular. You can see that hazard zone off in the beautiful sunset here on Stone Keep. So this is the positioning eLvenpath is looking to use to try and find some hyper beams off the map.
NTBees just get so focused there after the pluck. Shipa going for the extra bonus damage. eLvenpath turns around, pops his shield. And the bonus damage, again, not the point of that, just to keep him alive. But Field Study will definitely be used offensively here if they need to burst something down very quickly. Bugzy in the fight, but not able to save his teammate because he just was getting back to it. And with 2,500 health, he's looking to finish off Mutustiina before he can go and get a couple of shots onto him. Mutustiina, though, on a 5 streak. Yeah. And I think the consistent performer out of Wolves for me today. He's just been very, very solid, doing his job as a carry. Everyone else has had fantastic games and moments, but Mutustiina's really been there all the time.
He just found a beautiful angle into the backline there. Double kill, Accursed Arm onto bugzy and gerrah, taking all the steam out of District 69's push, something that's very hard to do against these top tier teams. He's looking for it again, but this time around, Shipa is hyper aware of it, won't want that to happen to his team again. Takes him down.
And that is how you deal with it. And that's the value of Makoa. That's the value of Pluck, right? You have the extra survivability, but you don't kill the Androxus there. He gets his revolver up if you don't have Pluck, and you're able to then go ahead and have him still pester you in the back line. You've got to keep eyes in the back of your head. Now, this Dragon Punch largely used to zone, although he would have liked to kill, still does the value of making sure that it could be a 4v1 on the point, get Simsiloo down, and now this snowball can continue. It is a 2-0 push for D69. They are a few minutes away and a few captures away from going and taking the finals of the last week here.
So you could say that Bugzy missed that. You could be spamming NA in the chat right now, but I think he actually, I'm going to give him credit here. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say he saw how low that Ruckus, I believe, was getting on the point and says, rather than just confirm this kill, I'm gonna let my Dragon Punch expire and retain 30% of my charge heading into next round. And you know, he went for the loop around his zone, ended up missing it, but you know, all things told, not that big of a deal. He's sitting at 40% of his charge, and he can get that charged up in a snap.
And he gets another. I mean, if Ying comes out, he gets her. If you see, you know, Simsiloo come out, right? If you see Respa come out, those are good targets. Those are fully healthy. They'll be able to stall this push. I think he just says it's value either way. I get a little bit of Dragon Punch, or I get a healthy target, and they clean this one up on the point. There's a Fire Spit as well, looking for more direct shots. Again, not able to find it yet. Mutustiina could have an advantage here, but he's got to get into the air, and Bugzy not letting him do that, zoning him out with the Fire Spits, and just being very wary.
There's a nice Dread Serpent there in the Cathedral to keep everyone from Wolves zoned out. Big double kill coming through. eLvenpath surging forward despite being at such low HP. Doesn't have the Shell Shield available, but Torvald is there to keep him safe.
And that Gourd, so good for healing him up. Shipa just working with perfect synergy. D69 have all the answers here.
Hook.
Immediately hooks him down. PERDO cleans him up though with the Shock Pulse and the direct damage with Grok. And that just means Mutustiina is left by his lonesome. CC immunity isn't going to stop the damage. And D69 again with 0% on the capture for Wolves this time. Take a convincing lead. It's all come down to this, Nick. This push could mean D69 take the championship. Wolves are on their literal last leg.
Grok is just shredding this team to pieces right now with the Shock Pulses, and Ultimates still online. 4 of them available. Bugzy with a 3K in that last engagement. The payload still has a long way to go, and something weird, I mean, Andro is largely counted as one of the counters for Drogoz, but we saw Mutustiina just back off from the 1v1 against Bugzy in the backline.
And that's when you're talking about caliber of player. Mutustiina is an excellent player. We've seen him perform so well, but I don't think anyone wants to mess with Bugzy's Drogoz, who just pops out to a Hexafire and Ruckus, says hello with a direct shot rocket, and that shield from Torvald is going to do wonders to keep him alive for a little bit longer. Respa here in the back line is going to get pooked and pluck. That 80% bonus damage on the next shot is helping out Shipa to close out the targets that he's pulling, making sure the damage is done by him and him alone. And then, hey, they got a Maelstrom Grok to add on to the pain.
Jeez, eLvenpath, the spins here. Hyper Beam. Here it comes. It's going off the map. eLvenpath gets one. eLvenpath gets 2, maybe more.
Yes, he gets 2, and the only one alive is Sleepy. They try and try, but they cannot take down the juggernauts of Europe, at least for this weekend. D69 come through and slay Wolves Esports in the finals, cleaning things up and going ahead and ending this thing #1 for
That was a beautiful hyper beam there at the end, just to put the cherry on top of this beautiful final series, once again executed by District 69. He would have gotten 3. I think Sleepy actually dimensional linked back onto the map there, but just flawless positioning, flawless play. 18-1 for eLvenpath's Torvald, 19-1 for gerrah's. That's impressive, right? Because Torvald he's in the thick of it, right? Whereas gerrah's just sitting on the payload, 162. So his one death is justified, but eLvenpath, you know, being out there in the thick of it and still only dying once. Very impressive stuff coming out from the frontliner.
It's an incredibly, I think, rare thing to see this team and teams in general firing on all cylinders for most of this stuff. And, of course, D69 have had their weekends where they've been off. They've had their weekends where Burrito has kind of overshadowed them. This is definitely their weekend where they can say that they showed up. Both teams definitely, you know, not taking this probably as seriously as if this is the end, right? Because, you know, they're already qualified. They're moving on to the Masters qualifiers. They're moving on to the next stage to get to the LAN. And Wolves, however, really trying to make it in there, trying to finish things off. Not sure they were able to do so, but they just put up a great performance here in the last week.
Quick shout out to PERDO's Grok, 31-2. Smork, 76,000 top damage in the game. Once again, SS tier, boys. Let's go. As we head on over to the standing graph, just wanted to give that a quick shout out to my boy Grok. We see District 69 with their first place finish actually snatch away the first place spot over Burrito. 320 points for those guys. Burrito sitting at 290. Interlopers 150. Skit Light comes in with 80, and Wolves just barely off the mark with 50 points in their second place finish today.
So what will be happening as we move forward? And, of course, we got NA to finish things up. We have the Masters qualifiers coming up, and that is a big kind of next step for these teams. That's why they're fighting for the top 4. What that means is they'll kind of go into their own individual league, those top 4 teams that you saw, and they'll play each other in a round-robin style for 3 weeks. And they'll be determining who are the top 2 teams after all playing against each other twice. At that point, the top 2 teams will be able to move on to the Masters LAN, and that will be here in Alpharetta Studios. You'll be so excited to see that. We'll get interviews with your players. You'll see them here. They'll be on camera. You'll be able to talk to bugzy. You'll be able to see what they're talking about with PERDO or any of your other favorites from Burrito or whoever makes it. And you may be saying, but it sucks that Wolves perform so well and aren't able to they're just right out of that place.
Just so close.
They're not done yet, though, because we've got the Gauntlet Open qualifiers. That's going to give them a chance to maybe make LAN.
Yeah, this is going to be running alongside this now Masters qualifiers. We're going to take these top 4 teams, separate them out. They will be playing alongside the Gauntlet guys. And basically, we're going to take the top guys from the Gauntlet, and they will play up against the guys that don't make it from the Masters circuit. So the bottom 2 teams, rather, will play against the top team from the Gauntlet.
That's right, and we'll be able to obviously see that Gauntlet performer make their way over to the LAN as well, and we'll have some interesting things going on there. It'll be really exciting, but again, they still have a chance to make it. Wolves Esports are not out. If you're saying, hey, they did a great job, don't worry. They could still keep performing, and if they keep playing like they did this weekend, strong chance that we'll see them come out on top. A lot of great teams, though, in Europe. And, of course, great teams in North America. That's where we'll be tomorrow. 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be right back here with the broadcast. So if you enjoyed it, leave a follow, leave a enjoyment message in chat. I don't even know what the heck that is, but I guess it's nice to see some love here and there for Paladins Esports. I think it's actually gotten a lot richer thanks to Season 1 with the legendary choices. I hope that the audience feels so, too. I know, personally, I just think this is really an exciting time to see these pros dealing with.
Absolutely. Go out, get yourself a little bit richer right now. This weekend only, we've got double everything going on. Gold XP, Champion Mastery XP as well. So there's never a better time to be playing Paladins. All kinds of free stuff, bonus stuff, discounted boosters, Dread Hunter Drogos. It's all out there for you. Just go grab it.
Make sure you grab it. Help keep supporting this game. We want to make sure that we keep bringing the best we can, work with the community to make this game the best we can. Of course, the pros, putting them on display, showcasing these top-tier talents, these top-tier champions, and their awesome and cool, unique legendaries that have just been added to the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name's been Rainy. This is Hi-Rez Pretty Air from all of us at Hi-Rez Studios. Thank you for staying tuned, and we'll see you tomorrow back here on 3 p.m. Eastern. As always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and we'll see you all next time.